Okay, so this is the same computer you just seen probably in another video. That is, at the end of it, as mentioned, this video card. So what we're going to do is test this video card today. If I can get into some of these lines. So this guy has this line's mixed up in everything, right? This line goes through that. How in the world did they do this? What in the world? Okay, I see what they did. Why? Guess they used this line to hold that line. Yeah, it's weird the way they did this. Get it untangled enough that I can get a cord in here and leave everything else plugged in. We should be good on power. This card shouldn't take that much to run. And yes, this case is definitely, it's nice, but it's not refined. Like, this is pretty sharp. It's got some sharp pieces in it. Felt like it almost cut me. It cut me a little bit, not enough to bleed though. All this around here, just sharp. So let's grab a screwdriver, unhook this. Like I was saying, we have, you know, a 550 watt Antec power supply in here. So these power supplies are pretty good. People say, oh, them power supplies are no good, but then I haven't really had any problems out of them. I have had systems run with them forever, and this is, haven't even cleaned it, so them low temperature shows pretty good. Like, either they were well maintaining this machine and it's just a light dusting on it. You can see the video card. And the video card had been set upright, so the dust would have came just naturally just kind of fall down like normal. But that is the video card, like I said. So this is so another one, still dusty too, because it's been sitting on my table. But this is the one I own, fully works. This was another one now I own, but they're both the same card. Too bad you couldn't do like a mix of these, right? But this is a card that was in it. Just a 2 gig video card. You see, it's a NVIDIA Quadra K2000. No? What do you think this card is good for? Put that in the comments, you know. Like, what is this? You know, yeah, I know what it's good for. Everything. You know, everything. It's good for everything that you want to use it for, right? Yeah, that's what it's good for. Everything. Okay. So, then we have this one. It did have the little piece here. This is an HP. So it come out of an HP pre-built. You know, I have had tons of these. It's supposed to be 1650. So it's just a 4 gig video card. GDDR5. Yeah, let's check it in here. And this is a non-standard motherboard. All they did, it looks like they took the right startup part and put their own on it. Like it's their own motherboard. But oh, I gotta take this other bracket out. This that other card's a 1-slot card, and this is a 2-slot card. Okay. And if you're trying to get this out of here, slide too much and you... what in the world, man? Are you kidding me? Okay, and it just pops out. There we go. And we'll put this video card in here. You know? They seem like pretty cool people. I asked if they had other stuff, and they're like, no, and then they started sending me links on other stuff. It's like, okay, I thought you didn't have any other computers. Any kind of computer stuff, you know, like computer parts or nothing. Computers, anything. And like, yeah, they have one for, they have like a mini, basically, office computer. It has an i7 8700T. And I don't remember the RAM or nothing else, but like I found them online for like under 200. and they wanted $400 for it. So I just said, yeah, that's out of my budget now. So we got a keyboard, our mouse. Well, just in case anyone wants to know, unhook all this. Obviously, we didn't have the switch turned on. I don't know if I mentioned this in the other one. So in the front, this mesh comes off. So this is a part 2 of the same video because we're retesting this to see the performance gain from at least, you know, Unity in heaven. This comes off so you can clean the mesh. I am gonna probably put 2 RGB fans in here. I do have these from the other build, and I'm running these with the Cooler Master thing. So you just hit the button here, or I'll take the reset button, and it won't work up here for a reset. This button will work, but it'd be the same as this. So you'll be able to change the RGB from the reset button. I think these 2 would be good, and these were on an AIO, so they were already on a liquid cooler. So it isn't like this isn't going to be good for the front of this. I know, give a little RGB. And yeah, I won't know what I'm doing with the other one. With this other video card, I have one already, and this doesn't, you know, nothing really to put it in. Then, like I was saying on the top, can you see that even? Like me pointing that out? Yeah, you can. And then the DVD-ROM, I think I mentioned all this stuff here. And then on the top, they have their cutout of their XX thing, box, but it's actually painted inside here, I guess, or polished, so it gives it a look. And then the air cooled here, which I thought that's where the cooler would be up here. Liquid cooler on it. I guess I was right on that. You know, and obviously now the back's kind of going to be kind of different. And obviously this sits up down this power supply. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 USB ports down here. Part of the mesh stuff is coming out. That's because it's a decent motherboard. Pull that out. Then DVI, HDMI, display port. 4 USB 2.0s. I think this is for like where you plug in for BIOS flashback or updating the BIOS. You can see that. And then obviously the video card, the new one in here, has DVI, HDMI, display. And I did activate Windows 10 Pro. It was already activated. Once I installed Pro, I figured it would. So it has Windows 10 Pro on it. Let's hook all this stuff back up. And the goal right now is just to check the video card. I have the drivers already pre-downloaded, but the drivers for them might automatically just install to this also. Keyboard, power, the switch for the power supply is off. Slide this over. Grab the keyboard and mouse, and let's check this out. So we're still on display port. And zoom that up and see what you can see, if it's going to post or not. Turn it on. Let's see. Getting fan spin at least. Might take a minute to post because we're going from 2 different cards. Okay, there we go. We got a post. Let's see if it's gonna run into the BIOS. I don't know why it's giving me this. So reset the RAM. Okay, yeah, because this is a totally different kind of video card than that one. So it's just press enter. Just kick in the XMP profile while we're in here, because well, it's on. What the heck? Oh. Okay, that's weird. Huh. Why is, I don't know. Okay. So we got, what is this, CPU fan. This should actually be set. Oh no. What would you set it at? You know, most of the time they say you're supposed to run the pump at 100%. I don't know about that. Full speed turbo, what's going to be full speed instead of standard? Full speed turbo. It's so standard's here. Turbo's here, so I'm going to leave it on turbo. I'm not sure, I don't know what kind of cooler exactly this is. They're all the same anyways. Some people say to run them on 100%, some say don't. So just exit out of here. Save changes. But yeah, we're getting in the BIOS. You see if it does this again. Did I accidentally unhook something? No. Okay. For a minute I thought maybe I unhooked something else besides trying to get the cables unhooked and stuff. I think this will be a really good gaming computer. You know, 1080p, no, now 1440p, even no 1080p max settings. So it didn't put the drivers on, so you just do that now. It's gonna, you know, sometimes it takes a minute, but I believe these drivers should be the same. I don't know if because I actually didn't install the drivers for these. I just let Windows, see, there we go. I just let Windows do it. I should have done the drivers and then done the benchmarks, but you know, hopefully these ain't like studio drivers, or you know, hopefully they're game ready drivers. Just I guess restart really quick. May have to put a new CMOS battery in here. I'm not for sure yet, but I'll test that. So I figure out exactly. Yeah, it's way underneath there. I gotta pull this up again or take the video card out and kind of fight it. But I have tons of them, so I'll put a new CMOS battery in it. It has a 250 gig. It's an 240 gig, and you've seen it's an Intel SSD. Doesn't seem the fastest, but I bet you it's still better. It's way better than a hard drive still. So then I'm actually gonna run the stuff from NVIDIA. So we're running 566.14. Gonna put G-Skill on here and all that stuff. GeForce Experience, I mean. G-Skill. But we're not really gonna run that. Gonna put this in, then restart the computer and see, and then at least start the benchmark up, and I'll leave it running a little while we see the benchmarks. Case is all right. It's nice, you know. On the opposite side, it's kind of unique. And it's liquid cooled, and it's doing really nice. So we got a good motherboard, good CPU, good cooler, good SSD, somewhat good video card, because you can still play some games on here if you're not looking for, you know, modern games. Something older you can definitely play on this. And I believe these are still better than most onboard graphics. I don't know how far up, like 14 gen, 13 gen, you know, the newer Intel stuff, or none of the AMD stuff. All the AMD stuff would probably beat this, unless you're actually using it for the purpose this card was designed for, and then it's probably pretty good. I don't know. I haven't really tested it too much besides, you know, running that. And the fact that they you know, they do have 2 gigs of VRAM on them too helps. The other ones that this sold for way higher than this one here, and they had more RAM in it, obviously, but the difference wasn't worth the amount for the RAM. So how much they paid alone was way more than I did. Even if I bought, like, yeah, I put 16 in it now. Already had three RAMs already, and they're not totally matching. They're still G-skilled, and they're red. They don't match the original one that was in here, but it does have 16 gigs of RAM, and it's like minimum of like $40 more, because they pay like, no, it's like 25. It came out to like $25 more than I won my bid on. So I just say this: what I paid for this totally, can't remember, but I know was less with shipping than what the other two went for just on the bids plus shipping. So they had like $25 more on the bid, then obviously shipping. I paid like 20 something for shipping, so you say 25, so they paid $50 more. Whoever won the other two, which was 2 different people, so them 2 different people paid, I think one paid around $50 more, the other one paid like $55 more, just to get, you know, instead of the 4 gigs like I got, they got 32 gigs. So I don't think $50, I could just buy it for like, I seen, you know, on eBay, you know, pretty good sets for like $30. And we'll leave this stuff. It seems pretty smooth, so we'll do a restart. I like to do that on drivers. Anytime you put any kind of drivers in, I like to restart, especially with video card drivers or like chipset drivers. The chipset drivers obviously going to tell you to restart, but anything that, you know, that is important, but any driver is really important. It's funny to say, but I do a restart anyways. Even if it doesn't say needs a restart, I just restart anyways. Yeah, it's kind of nice that it has another slot for another SSD, and you can add 2 hard drives to it, 2 SSD spots to it. Obviously you can add SSDs anywhere in a computer, really, you just with double-sided tape. So there's that, but this doesn't prove that the system, that this video card is fully working. So we'll kick in, you know, benchmark here. We'll put it on this time on full screen, not low. Just go ultras for the heck with it and see what happens, just to stress it even more. Yeah, I put the other one on low because it's not a high performing card, and it, you know, that score of 44 beats a lot of onboard graphics. So if you're putting in an older system, it would beat this onboard graphics, obviously. Obviously we could just take this, you know, run the benchmark. Takes a long time to do that. Could do that off camera. I could do both of them. I screenshot the onboard graphics. I have a screenshot. I have a screenshot of this card, so I could just show you the screenshots, the difference between this card, the onboard graphics, and this video card, and show you the new numbers, and show you that that card definitely should outbeat this onboard graphics, and it does have onboard graphics, so we're good there. That noise you probably heard was like something I have on my watch list for eBay. But yeah, temperatures so far are only, right now for this video card is 58C. But yeah, I'm going to run this. I'm going to pause this here, and then I'm going to run this test and then get right back. Like I said, I'm going to pull the video card out too, run onboard graphics to see what kind of score we get off onboard graphics and compare it to all three of these. But we'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. We're back again for, the last summary of this video, where I test this video card in this new system. So this system is the i7 4790K, 16 gigs of RAM, a 240 gig SATA SSD. And then this is actually, when they had it posted, they said that this was a GTX 1650, but turns out it is actually a GTX 1650 Supra, so it's slightly better than what I thought. But then you come over here. Now, yeah, these numbers don't seem that much higher than the numbers from, the Quadra K2000, but the Quadra K2000 was on low settings, and I believe being in not full screen, it was running at 1920 by 1071, and now we're actually running at 1920 by 1080, and we're on ultra preset. So the numbers were, FPS wise, we're getting 102.4, score of 2580, minimum FPS was 23.4. That happens when it cuts to a new scene. And then we have maximum FPS of 213.4. And turn this over a little better. And 69C. This has been running for a good time, probably more than an hour maybe, or close to it, 45 minutes to an hour. So yeah, there's the scores from that. So I paid $65 for it. I think it was a pretty good deal for the card. I just bought it, just for this system here because it needed a better video card. I'm thinking, like I said, I'll probably swap these fans over to the RGB style, so the reset button won't be reset to the computer. It just be changing the RGB to the two fans in the front. I think that'd help it out instead of these fans here, because the one on the bottom probably was the one came with the seat with this here, and it is a 4-pin. But then no, that's not a 4-pin. So this one at the top is a 4-pin. This one on the bottom, you can see it runs right to it, and that's just a 3-pin, unless they wired it weird, like they took the fan from the top and ran it to the bottom and over. But I'll leave it at that, because this video was focused on this and seeing if it actually couldn't finish a benchmark. And it does have for outputs, as you can see, I showed that earlier, but we have a DisplayPort, an HDMI, and a DVI. So yeah, this will make a really nice 1080p gaming system, and not gonna aim too high on it. It also has a DVD-ROM. So yeah, leave your comments below. Is this system worth this card? Does this system need a better video card, or is this video card, this system's not worth the video card? Someone was saying to me before, a friend is like, why don't you put it in a different case? But I think this case is pretty unique. But yeah, leave your comments below. What do you think about this system now that it's pretty much all it needs to do now is do some light cleaning on it and it be ready to go? What do you think? It's a good gaming system or no? And also, what do you have? Do you have this kind of system? And what do you think about the Windows 10 losing support, but officially not losing support if you pay them an extra $30 a year and you can do that for 3 years to keep Windows 10 support? Yeah, I think this system's pretty good. It starts up clean. Now it's a really good gaming system. So I'm gonna call it at that. Have a great night, evening, or whatever, and thank you for watching.